Hello everyone, welcome to another video on the channel, and today we are going to do a little review of a couple of races we had at Daily Race C, which this week is Group 1 at Le Mans. About to pop up on the screen is the settings for this race. If you've watched my strategy guide, these will be familiar to you. So it's 5 laps round Le Mans, also known as Circuit de la Sarthe. Fuel consumption at times 5, tyre wear at times 11, no tyre requirement for this one, just the hard tyre. As we sort of just confirm looking at the race details, so no 20-second penalties for anyone in this one for not following the rules, as there aren't really any in terms of tyres. So moving on to race 1, it will be of no surprise to see that the field is mostly made up of the TS050 Hybrid 16, Toyota's hybrid Group 1 car. Again, if you watch the strategy guide, you will be aware that this car is the one to pick because it can do the race distance pretty much at full tilt without fuel saving. It is a little bit of fuel saving required if you sort of keep revving out far too much down the straights, but it's quite easy to bring that fuel back if that happens to be the case. So just moving the fuel mixture to 6 as we get underway, just to save a tiny little bit of fuel if going to be needed. But we're off and away, we get through the two chicanes fairly cleanly. A bit of a gap opens up to the car in front, but we've also got a cushion to the car behind us. Into the Dunlop chicane for the first time. On lap 1 you have to brake extremely early for that corner. You'll have the duct air from the car in front of you and also cold tyres, cold brakes. So really early for that turn 1. It's very easy to get caught out by it if you're doing this race. But the car in front has picked up a penalty for a track infringement. Again, that is a very easy thing to do at the Dunlop chicane. It can feel somewhat random. Sometimes you can actually put all 4 wheels off the track and not get a penalty, and other times you won't put all 4 wheels off the track and you do pick up a penalty. I actually tend to now go into that corner with extreme caution and try not to gain too much time on it, just to avoid getting a half-second error, because you really can be race killers if you pick up too many of them. However, if just a half second, as you're about to see here, as we come into this first penalty zone, it's not too bad at times, because the hybrid cars just activate the hybrid the moment you sort of finish taking your penalty. You can get up to speed quite quickly. But even so, that half second penalty has been enough to cause Mario Sonic a position to ourselves as we head down towards the second chicane. So up into second place we have the, I believe that's I could be wrong here, it's a Turkish driver in front of us. That could be a Tunisian flag. Anyway, we jump forward to the second chicane in lap 2. We've managed to catch up with that driver. But it's pretty much line astern at the moment between the top 7 cars. So heading down to Mulsanne corner at the end of lap 2. Now what you might think is a bit strange there, I'm actually pulling out the slipstream because I don't want to pressure this car into this corner. I'm more interested in them catching up with a little group of cars in front of us. Had I stayed in the slipstream, they might have thought I was going to make a move into the Mulsanne corner and went defensive, and that would just cost us both times. So at this point I'm just trying to work with this driver to catch up with the cars in front. And we jump forward to Mulsanne corner at on lap 3, and you can see we have caught one of the cars in front of us. I think they've served a half-second penalty on the straight, so we now have a little bit of a battle with 2 drivers in front of us, and we've still got the close attention of Mario Sonic 464 behind us. Only 5 seconds off the lead as we get to the halfway point of the race, so all to play for here. A podium still a possibility depending on what happens up at the front of the race. As we come into Indianapolis there, Bells has made a little bit of a mistake. That allows the Turkish Tunisian driver to get in front of us. Bert's compromised as we come out Arnage, and that's enough just to allow Mario Sonic to get in front of us. So we didn't actually do anything wrong there. Bert's made the mistake, we got compromised into the next corner, and that's cost us a position. Now if you look at the 2 drivers behind, in 8th and 9th place there, that is PR1 Giuseppe and Alexone. Now they're both top split drivers. These races were done on sort of Monday evening, so a lot of drivers will start at the back without qualifying and work their way through. So as we get to sort of the beginning stages of lap 4, those drivers have actually caught us because we've been too busy squalling with each other, and we have PR1 Giuseppe right behind us. Now he is one of the fastest drivers in the game and has the #1 time from qualifying for this one, and he makes the absolute lunge of the century down into the first chicane. How he got the car stopped there, I have no idea, but obviously that's how he's able to say at lap time 3.3 seconds quicker than me at the time of this recording. I've got that gap down a little bit now, but you just can see why these drivers are able to sort of gain so much lap time, so much better on the brakes. However, Giuseppe had to serve a half-second penalty, and we've also got the run on Mario Sonic down into the second chicane. We're a bit generous there in the braking zone, and Mario Sonic manages to keep the position. So 7th place, halfway through lap 4. Big group of cars all around, some good racing going here, and all clean and fair so far, but will that remain to be the case? So we jump forward here to the exit of Arnage on lap 4, positions are as they were. As we come to the sweeping curves, I think they're called the Porsche Corvette, I think they're called. But Mario Sonic's going to make a little bit of an error into the first right-hander. It's going to allow us to get alongside into the following left-hander. We're kind of on the outside here, but we can't get the move done. Given just enough space to sort of filter back in. Good close racing between the two of us there. We've got Giuseppe right on our tail as we come towards the 4 chicanes. But it's pretty much one at a time through these chicanes. Go for a move here, it can result in, usually results in a collision or a penalty for someone. So Bears has actually got his braking zone braking wrong for those chicanes. He's cut the corner, he's already got a half-second penalty, and he's going to pick up a further second. So he's now sitting with a 1.5 second penalty, and he's had a poor exit out that chicane onto the start of lap 5. Mario Sonic's going to go round the inside, and we're going to go for a bit of an ambitious move round the outside into the Dunlop chicane. We get the space, we get the move done. It's a fantastic overtake. But for some reason the game deems us to have cut that second part of the Dunlop chicane and hits us for a half-second penalty. Now I've looked back on that a few times and it seems incredibly harsh, so it does. Maybe there's millimetres in it. I've put all 4 wheels over the white line, but it's felt quite harsh to get that after such a good overtake. Anyway, we exit Tetra Rouge for the 5th and last time. We've got a run on Mario Sonic down the straight. He's not got a slipstream in front of him. We easily pass him down Milzan straight in. We head towards the first chicane. Giuseppe's got a double slipstream. He's going to go for one of these crazy lunges into the first chicane. Doesn't quite get it right this time. Cuts the corner. He's got a half-second penalty. He's going to pick up a further penalty for that. Goes up to 1 second. We save our half-second. Move up to 5th. That's allowed our nemesis in this race somewhat, Mario Sonic, to get back in front of us in the final lap. And we have a bit of a Spanish armada behind us. We've got Alex Zone, PR1, or Giuseppe's on his Twitch account, and there's another Spaniard by the name of PR1 Points who's also joined the party. He's also doing the last of first challenge, starting at the back. So out the second chicane we've got another run on Mario Sonic, again no slipstream for him to use. I'm not a big fan of making a move down into this corner here, the Milzan corner, because you usually end up with a bit of a compromised exit and the car behind you can just pass you down the next straight if you don't have a slipstream, which is exactly what's going to happen to me here. We do get a good exit, open the gap up a little bit, but such is the power of the slipstream, particularly in cars like the Great Ones as well, that it's just, there's no way for me to defend what's about to happen here. So round the outside they go. I try to make it as difficult as possible for them. I've got the Spanish Armada closing up on me at a rate of knots, but into Indianapolis we go. We get the car stopped, and this one's going to annoy me. We break in here for Arnage, and PR1 Points just batters us out of the way. Not a good move, I have to say. Cost us 3 positions in the end. I was quite angry with that one. I'm flashing away on the lights here to make my feelings known, but we're coming towards the end of the race. There's only a few corners to go. There's absolutely nothing that I can do to put in a response. and we're going to finish this one in 9th place. We do manage to close up here on the 3 Spaniards. But as I said earlier in the race review, this one is very much line astern once you get to this part in the course. It's going to be a ridiculous lunge. There's only one line through the 2 chicanes. You try and go side by side, it just results in contact and penalties and usually carnage. But a good race overall, it was good fun. Good battling with the majority of the drivers. Not happy with the move from PR1 points, but he did apologise in the post-race chat, so you know, if somebody's willing to admit their mistake, then let bygones be bygones. There we go, 9th place in the end. We were in the battle for 4th and 5th for the majority of the race, but we lost out just with that sort of ambitious move from PR1 points. Didn't suit our marge, but as long as the racing's good and generally fair, then no need to get your knickers on a twist, I'd say. So we'll move on to race 2. We're down in 10th place for this one to start off with. As always at the beginning, we move the fuel mix on to 6. I always check that my brake balance is not changed, because sometimes that can change. So a bit more work required on this one to get onto the podium, but that is the aim. We certainly appear to have the pace. The last race, we're certainly doing lapping 2-3 seconds slower down what we can when we're in clean air. So the aim for this one is to try and get some clean air and actually use our race pace. This one gets underway though. Again, I seem to get a bad exit out of the 2 chicanes and the gap opens up. We're braking nice and early, as we said before, for the first Dunlop chicane. You can see Momo's 91 there, a bit of a legend in the game, has got his braking wrong. He's cut the first chicane and he's going to pick up a half-second penalty for his troubles. If you do cut that chicane and you slow down enough, you won't get a penalty, and it's the same with most of the corner cutting. If you know you've cut the corner, you slow the car down significantly, then you can escape getting the penalty. So I think Momo's has also cut Petra Roche there and picked up another half second, so I think he's now sitting with a 1-second penalty at this point. But onto the Mulsanne straight for the first time. Still in the slipstream, even though we dropped a little bit behind through the first sector. We can use this slipstream to pull us back into it, and we seem to be much better on the brakes than a lot of our rivals there, so we close that gap up significantly. Momo's is going to serve his 1-second penalty. He's too far ahead of us to make the most of it at this point. He does lose 2 positions to the other drivers. We think about having a look here. We've got to, in fact we do go past them, so we actually go for the double move. But we're very generous on the brakes. Momo's manages to brake late, it keeps it on the inside of us, and we have to give space as we exit the second screen. So good action to start off with, good awareness from all the drivers so far, and Momo's here not living up to his dirty driver reputation at the moment. And just talk about Momo's, I have had run-ins with him like a lot of drivers have done. However, I have generally found if you race him clean, he will be clean back to you. I think sometimes when you sort of see him with some of his antics, he's maybe quite an emotional driver. He gets a bit upset at things that have gone on earlier in the race and just decides to take it out on the rest of the field. On this occasion, we're going to race with him quite closely for the first half of the race. And he's going to drive absolutely clean and fair and respectful with myself. So into Indianapolis we come. The Italian driver has got it completely wrong or been punted off, so we've made up a position there and we're up into 9th place. It looks like the 2 leaders have escaped at this point, but we're still in a battle for 3rd or 4th here. So moving on to lap 2, Momo's has picked up a half-second penalty, so that was going to make our job easier if we got to the penalty zone. But down, I believe this straight's called Golf. We've had a good enough run anyway. I think Momo's is doing some fuel saving there. Maybe he likes to try and save the fuel for later on in the race to run it flat out. But we get round the outside of him. We get the car stopped for Indianapolis and we're up into 8th place. Into R&R, a tricky, horrible little corner in these cars. We get it completely wrong. but we managed to hold on to the position. So moving forward to exiting the second chicane on lap 3, we have caught the driver in front of us, ART Hoyte 96. He's kind of had a poor exit out of the second chicane, so that's going to give us a run down to Mulsanne corner. Again, I don't like overtaking into this corner because you get that compromised exit, and if you've not got a slipstream in front of you, the next other driver will just blast past you down the next long straight. So there you go, we've not had a great exit. They're only less than a tenth behind us as we exit. That's probably to our benefit almost slightly, because we never had the chance to get a good run in the slipstream to sort of build up a lot of overspeed. So as they've pulled out to try and go for the overtake, they've not really got enough speed to overtake us. They sort of back out and move into Indianapolis, which is the sensible thing to do. And we hold on to the position this time. However, on lap 4 we have picked up a stupid half-second penalty. We still haven't lost the attention of ART Hoyte 96. And as we come out this first chicane, we're going to serve this half-second penalty and we're going to lose that position. And again, just picking up those half-second penalties, which is very easy to do at this track. The track limits are very strict at times and they're kind of hard to work out. It can really damage a race. Another race here, I was sort of later on in the day, I was in second place. In fact, just the Danish drivers got it all wrong or been punted into the second screen, so we've moved up a position there. And now we're in the slipstream here of Hoyte 96. Again, down into Mulsanne. Again, I'm not a big fan of going for this overtake because I know I'm just going to get overtaken in the following straight probably. But we go for it anyway. This occasion, Hoyte tries to fight it round the outside and gets his braking all wrong and he's off the track. So we get the move done. We're not going to get overtaken now, but the car behind us is in a Group C, and down these streets we're going to be getting closed up with significantly. So jumping forward a little bit, you can see PRST Paul has closed that gap down to a second from 2 seconds. The sheer speed, I think he's in the Nissan RCP 92, is that what it's called? The sheer speed of that thing down the straight is incredible. So P4's made a mistake out of Mulsanne there, into the gravel, doesn't get an exit, that allows us to move up to P4. You can see here even a good bit down the straight, the Group C cars was a second behind us, but just look at the speed of this thing as it comes flying past us. Easily closes down a second gap. You can actually retake the racing line for Indianapolis. Ridiculous speeds in them. And a good effort from that driver. He won a race previously in the Sauber by making a pit stop as well, which is an impressive effort in the Group C cars. Obviously a very fast driver. So exit Arnage there, the hybrid kicks in, but it's not enough for us to get past the Group C car. And then we're going to pull it away with us as we head down towards the Ocean Corvette curve. This is where the Group C's suffer. The sort of hybrid cars are much better through this section of the track than the Group C's. So we're going to close up significantly. And as we come through this left-hander here, Paul's going to pick up a half-second penalty. That one looked quite harsh to me. I didn't really see what the reason was for that one, but it's going to be to our benefit because as long as we can finish within 1 second here on the last lap, we're going to pick up that position, which we managed to do fairly comfortably, and we cross the line and move up into 4th place. So yep, a couple of races for you to peruse there. Unfortunately, I had an absolute barnstorming race. There was about 9 of us fighting for the lead. It was really close, it was really hectic, and for some reason I never saved that replay, which is really annoying because it was an outstanding race and outstanding driving from everyone involved. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed this one. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I do appreciate it. Leave a comment, let you know what you think of the driving that went on. The incident with PR1 Ponce, was I to blame, was he to blame for that one? I'd be interested in your views. Anyway, thank you very much for watching and I shall see you on the next one. Goodbye now.